What's up, good people? David Taub here from nextlevelguitar.com. How you doing? Hope all is well, and I hope you're enjoying your guitar journeys. Today I thought I would show you a little lead guitar, some riffs. Like I was playing in the intro, I'm going to show you some kind of fast, fiery, like pentatonic runs that you can do, and it kind of sounds a lot faster than you're actually playing them, so it's a little trick there that we're doing, and we don't use mirrors or trapdoors to do this, so I'm going to show you how to do this, basically using some hammers and some pull-offs and whatnot. And when you start to move them around on the neck, you get this real fluid, kind of fiery, pentatonic kind of feel, and you'll hear that a lot in like the playings of like Zakk Wylde and Kirk Hammett from Metallica, and many, many more. So for instructional purposes, just showing you like in the middle of the neck, you want to practice this in all keys though. We'll stay in A minor, pentatonic, and blues. So the notes are A, I'm on the 5th fret low E string, and then your flat third, root, flat third is C, and then we have your D note on the A string, 5th fret, the E flat, which is your blue note, on the 6th fret, E note on the 7th fret, your 5th, and then your flat 7th, your G note on the 5th fret of the D string. So that scale is, and everybody, that's probably one of the first scales you've ever learned, right? This minor pentatonic blues scale. So that's like the basic box position. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the box behind it, and we're gonna basically, I'm gonna show you these licks and all variations that you could do, and we're basically just gonna play on the B strings and the high E strings. So if we go to the box before that, again, those are the same series of notes. You have this nice little combination that you could use with your 1st and 3rd finger on the B string. So you're playing that D note and then the E note, and then the high E string, we're going to leave out the blues note, and then the high E string, again, 1st and 3rd finger, you're going to play that G note, 3rd fret on the high E string, and the A note, 5th fret on the high A string. So you get this. And then we're going to move that up a whole step, and you're in that box position, and you have, these are the same fingerings on the adjacent strings, on the B and the E, and that's what makes these licks really easy to pull off and maneuver. So on the 5th fret and 8th frets on the B string now, and 5th and 8th fret on the high E string, that's that A and that C note. So I like to use my 1st and 3rd, then 1st and 4th fingers, and then if you go up again to like this mini box position, which is the next position up in minor pentatonic, I'm at the 8th fret with my 1st finger on the B note, and then it will be 8-10 on the B string and 8-10 on the high E string. So it's very cool. You have this kind of, I'm just going to play the B string and the high E string. And I mean, you could keep climbing that up, but let's just stick on those two strings, and let's go in on a tight shot to show you this. On the 3rd and 5th fret on the B string, 1st and 3rd fingers, and then 1st and 3rd on the high E. Then shift up a whole step, and you're going to use your 1st and 4th fingers on now the 5th and the 8th fret on the B string, and 5th and 8th fret on the high E string. And then you're going to shift up again another whole step, and you're going to use your 1st and 3rd fingers on the 8th and 10th frets of the B string and the high E string. So anytime where you could find these positions where you have the same fingerings on adjacent strings, I call that lick heaven, you know? Licks you could do, and then just move them around, where something like I was doing the intro like this. And then just move, and then keep it. So all I'm doing there, and then just speeding it up. So all I'm doing there is I'm taking the high E string and I'm barring my first finger across both strings, B and high E, and do that for all three of these little shapes. So pull off from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret with that 3rd finger. Pull down, pick the note, pull down, and then the same thing on the B string. Pick and pull down. And then just work up the speed. And then do the same thing with your 1st and 4th finger. It's a great finger exercise too. It'll build strength and dexterity. Again, pick, pull, pick, pull. Pick, pull, high E, pick, pull, B. And then you shift up again, same thing. And, you know, there's millions of variations you could do with those little things, those little licks. Like, for instance, play it and then throw in 2 on the high, 2 pull-offs on the high E string. So you do like 1 each first, then 2. So it throws in that nice variation, and you could climb that up. You know, or you could do all of that. I was just doing like maybe 2 or 3 in a row. But it sounds like you're really playing faster than you really are, because again, this first finger on all of these stays barred. So you're really not even moving that, and you're getting those quick pull-offs. Remember, I like to pull down with the finger. So it's kind of like pull down to sound that note behind it. Or you could do stuff like this, where I'm gonna up pick the 3rd fret on the B string, and all I did there was I did an up pick on the B string, and then that pull off 5th to 3rd fret on the high E. And move that. Same exact thing on each set of 3. So it's a neat little positional kind of thing, because you have these same fingerings, right, all up the scale on the adjacent strings. And you can just do so much. But start off slow and get the notes clean. And then just work it up and then move it. So there's just so much you can do with just those, you know, those little 4 notes in each of those positions, and those same fingerings on adjacent strings really lends itself to tons of licks. Now remember too, like when you're watching our videos or on our website and you're learning different licks, you know, like I always say, just don't learn the lick. Learn from the lick, you know? Learn that, okay, this is part of this A minor pentatonic and blues scale, right? And I could use this in any key, right? So it's not just, you just don't want to have a pocket full of licks. You want to learn, you know, what scale is it from? You know, why does it work? Why does it sound cool? This sounds cool because, you know, you can roll the same thing over and over again, and you're using that same fingering and that first finger bar flatted, right, across both strings. Lends itself to this rolling, kind of repeated, fast, slurring series of notes. And you also want to learn variations of the licks, because you have all these cool licks. You just need to vary them to get more and more and more cool licks, and they just start dividing themselves in this weird kind of osmosis cell division type thing, you know? So you could learn so much just from these few little licks. Just don't learn the lick and then, you know, kind of turn it around. And, you know, if I had more time, I could come up with 15 other variations of those licks just by turning the notes around and playing them in different rhythms and whatnot, right? So, you know, one of the best things, you know, I learned a long time ago from one of my teachers was, you know, just don't learn licks, learn from the lick. It's invaluable. Okay, so hey, I'm David Taub. I'm with nextlevelguitar.com, and you know, you can practice these licks over jam tracks too, and we have, you know, some free jam tracks that you can get I'll put a link to them right down here in this text box. You just click where it says more info in the YouTube text box, and it'll drop down, and then click on the link. You'll want those jam tracks because then you could practice this and your other lead playing and improvisation over, backing tracks or rhythm. Jam tracks are invaluable for the lead guitarist to work on your solo skills and improvisation. As always, it's a pleasure to be here. I hope we're helping you along your guitar journey. Keep putting that guitar in your hands every day, and get creative and have fun. Do your own thing. Check out our website at nextlevelguitar.com. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of video lessons, written lessons, jam tracks, all kinds of fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next lesson real soon. Take care and rock on.